Hey guys, Silent here again, and I am looking at Remember Me. Now this is a game that I picked up in the Steam Christmas sale, and I took a look at it. I just expected to kind of take a look at the first hour, and then come back and maybe play it on stream, but I accidentally played through kind of, 6 hours in one day, and then pretty much completed the game. It is a 2013 title by Don't Nod, who released Life is Strange, which I haven't played, but many of you, well, it's a very popular game, so many of you will have played it, but not many people seem to have picked up Remember Me. Now, I really like this game. The concept is pretty simple. You play Nilin, a memory hunter who starts off having her memory wiped, so you've pretty much got ground zero, nothing to work with. You get busted out of La Bastille, a very advanced prison, by an enigmatic voice on the end of, well, just a voice in the cloud, really, I guess. This guy, Edge, basically breaks you out and says, hey, yeah, saving your life, let's go. Throughout the entire thing, he basically gives you missions, and it's up to you kind of to complete them. You might kind of think, hey, I might not want to do this, I might want to go explore near Paris, but no, you can't really do that. The game is really quite linear, and in this instance it works well because there isn't much to explore, but personally I would prefer it if each individual area was more open with alternate routes. It's very kind of parkour light, I guess you could say. You don't have free rein to jump from anything to anything. It is quite often a very definitive path. There is sometimes like two paths that you can take that will converge later on, but it is really quite linear in that respect, and I would have preferred it if the game itself had kind of more of like areas that you could explore through, and parkour was a bigger element in getting around those areas, but it was just quite straightforward. But that's no problem. The combat is really combo based. You start off with a very simple combo, XXX, just punch, punch, punch. It is just using punch and kick. But the thing that really makes it unique is that you kind of unlock types of moves. So every move is either a punch or a kick, but you've got moves that deal damage, moves that heal, moves that cut down the cooldown time on your skills, skills that will add extra to your previous attack. So if you add it like behind a healing skill, you'll end up healing more. And they're really kind of useful like that. So with that, you can say, like, you know, I just want to deal damage. So for the very first combo, you can just do damage, damage, damage. And then later on, you can think, hey, you know, I really need to start healing. So you could move one of those out for a healing attack, and then it's like damage, healing, damage. Now personally, over time you get 4 different combos, which are very, like, it starts off simple, just triple X, then they start throwing in kicks as well. And later on, I just kind of felt that I had to take very simple, just the punch, punch, punch move, and fill that out with the healing attacks, so I could just, whatever I was doing, if I was noticing that my health starts running low, just hit punch, 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 and it worked. The combats, you've got 2 like main enemies that you're combating against. You've got Leapers, who are essentially kind of cultish zombies, and you've got Enforcers. And the Leapers are more animalistic in their attack. Enforcers try to kind of attack you with tactics. Some of them will try and grab you and steal away your skills, basically. They hit you with an attack that drains your skills so that you have to wait for them to regenerate, which is great. It really differentiates between the 2 types of enemies, which I found really effective. There was a couple of things that really bugged me about the combat though. Some of the Leapers kind of converge, like you've got a Berserker essentially, who gets powered up if there are other Leapers around him, but there's no logical reason that I can see why that should happen. There's the entire ability to hack people's memories and kind of view people's memories, remove people's memories, things like that. But there's no in-game logic for why the Leapers should react like that. Similarly, in the Enforcers, they've got one Enforcer who has an electric shield. If you hit him, you get damaged. Very simple. But the problem with that is just that even if you hit him with a ranged attack, you get this little energy gun. well, I say it's an energy gun, it's not really a gun, but you've got this energy gun, and even if you hit him with a ranged attack, it still deals damage to you. You're not touching the guy, there's no reason why that should be doing damage to you. In the end, the most effective thing against those guys was just to load up with the healing attack and just go to town on them. So that every time you hit them, you're still getting health back, so it doesn't necessarily hurt so bad. Now there were a couple of bugs, just two simple bugs that I really found in the game. One was when I defeated one of the bosses at the end of the chapter, I somehow glitched into the body of a dead person and I couldn't move. And I could walk within the realms of that dead body, but I couldn't move. And I had well, I assume I had a countdown because the buildings around me exploded. But for 30 seconds I'm just unable to escape this tiny little area I'm confined to. I can jump, but I'm stuck to jumping where I am. And the other bug, a later, not a boss, but like a mini-boss, I defeated the mini-boss, I defeated all of the minions, and I'm waiting and I can't do anything. I'm stuck in the area. I'm literally stuck, I can't do anything. It's not letting me use any of the skills. Then I realise that I can, I can't use the skill that I need to progress, but I can use one of the other skills. So I used that, and the game just carried on normally after that. Well, I say carried on, for like the next minute I couldn't use any skills, I was essentially stuck. But just loading up from checkpoint fixed that, so that was no big problem really. One of the things that bugged me about the game that kind of goes hand in hand with the skills being weird, you've got various bits where you have drones running around, and these drones will attack you. You get a skill that allows you to take control of a robot and it becomes friendly, but you can't use it out of combat. So the game decides whether you're in combat or not and allows you to use the skill based on that. I should be able to use that skill whenever I want, essentially. I should be able to pull that up and be like, oh hey, there's this robot here, I should be able to turn him friendly and he lets me pass but attacks other people. That would be a much smarter thing to do in my opinion. There are a couple of other thoughts and ideas listed in my blog which I will link below, so take a look if you would like to see how I think the game should have gone a little bit. But beyond that, I really did enjoy the game. I love the setting, I love the plotline, everything, all the information is given to you by augmented reality, so street names, locations, everything is done by augmented reality. And I love that because it's 100 years in the future, well not 100 now, it's 2084, so it's almost 100 years in the future. Well, 70 years in the future, and technology's moved a long way since then. You can remove people's memories, and the game really kind of calls into question, if you remove memories, how much of you is you? How much can you change and still be the same? That is a huge thing. They've got scenes in the game where people have their memories played around with too much and they become leapers. They've got scenes where people have memory surgery, and you have like scenes where you go around and you actually have to edit people's memories so that they become sympathetic to you. And that really kind of plays into it. You start thinking, right, well, if you go in and change someone's memory, but then they go see something that's counter to that memory, are they going to come back later? That's something that I would have really liked to have seen kind of expanded on. And maybe if we had got a sequel, it would have been great, and these things would have been detailed much further in. But unfortunately, it looks like Capcom isn't interested in having Don't Nod make a game. Don't Nod have said that they have written a sequel to Remember Me, but they just need to go ahead from Capcom, and that's not going to happen. The thing is, this is a game that I saw a friend playing it on Twitch, and I went out and I immediately googled it, saw it on Steam, was like, hold on, I've looked at this game before, I don't remember this. I ended up loading the game, looked at it, I thought, you know what, this actually looks amazing. Bought it there and then, played through an hour just to see what it was like, ended up playing it all day. And then I thought to myself, shit, is this a game that they're going to make a sequel? Because I don't remember hearing about this game, considering it's a game about memory, and I don't remember hearing about it. That's kind of telling, really. So I've even looked at it in the past, and it just somehow isn't sticking in my head. But the fact is, having played through the game, if they were making a sequel, I would actually consider pre-ordering that. I would buy that immediately. It is a game that I enjoyed so much that I would think about doing that. I'm not a guy who pre-orders games generally. I pre-ordered the Pip-Boy edition of Fallout 4 because I really wanted the Pip-Boy. I was disappointed in it, but I knew that if I didn't get it, I would have been disappointed myself anyway, so other than that, I tend to wait until games have been out for a while so I can see if they're actually worth it before I think about buying. But Remember Me was such a good game, even with the few bugs, even with a few things that I would have done to improve it. It was such a good game that I would actually think about just rushing it out and buying the sequel. So I just really hope that, one day further down the line, interest by Capcom gets revitalized to the point that they think, hey, we should actually think about doing this. Or maybe Don't Nod kind of say, we will make you the AAA project of your dreams, this thing that you've outlined, we will do that, but we would like you to support us in making this. Because it is a game that does deserve it. You take the game to a point where you've essentially destroyed the memory server that has been housing everybody's bad memories, things that have been like helping society fall apart. And, throughout the entire thing, you hear that society has come to the brink of civil war, and now you've got everything just kind of changing, and I'd really like to see how you could go with that. I'd like to see things go in a lot more kind of, not full open world, but open districts. I'd love to see open districts with a lot more free roam, with kind of maybe groups that you could align with, groups that you can piss off, you can create loyalty between people. I would have loved to have seen that in Remember Me, because you have the opportunity to remix people's memories, you could make people more loyal to you. I would love to have seen that in the game, but you don't really get much in the way of NPC interaction after the first couple of chapters, and I think that's really a missed step. But that's just me personally. Now, I admittedly got the game in the Steam sale, so it was down to about £5, and it is about £20 on average. Considering it's 3 years old, I would put it in the £10 to £15 mark, but it is a really good game, so I advise you to go take a look at Steam, and when it comes down to a price that you think is worth it, just don't hesitate, go and buy it, because I would drop coin on this on a sequel immediately if I could. I had a hell of a lot of fun playing it, and I think you will do too. I've been silent, you guys have been great. I didn't get to do this one on Steam, not on Steam, on stream on Twitch, but we are just about to take on Bioshock, because it's the new year, we just completed Doom. I'm going to be taking on Bioshock. I'm currently playing through the Lego Star Wars series on Wednesdays, and Bioshock will be Mondays, so if you guys are around, follow me on Twitch, follow me here for updates. You guys have been great, I've been silent, you guys have been the audience. Stay safe, have fun, and remember, just imagine I'm saying something really, really kind of profound here, and take that message to heart.